In the cold snow and ice, not many animals can survive. However, battles between them always take place to find out who is the owner of the area they hold. Ten epic moments. Injured predators fight in ice nature. What happened? Two rival wolf packs encounter each other in a fierce battle for territory. The air is charged with tension as they circle each other, growls rumbling like thunder. Suddenly, the packs collide, a whirlwind of fur and fangs. Each wolf fights with relentless aggression, snapping jaws and powerful bites aimed at their rivals. The forest floor becomes a chaotic battlefield, with wolves wrestling and biting, each determined to emerge victorious. The sounds of snarls and yelps fill the air, echoing through the trees. The fight is brutal and unyielding, with neither pack willing to back down. Hours pass, and the forest is strewn with the injured and the fallen. Finally, one pack gains the upper hand, their alpha delivering the decisive blow to the rival leader. The defeated pack, battered and broken, retreats into the shadows. Victorious but bloodied, the dominant pack stands tall, having fought to the death to secure their territory. In the moonlit expanse of the open plains, a lone coyote scavenges for food when a wolf pack suddenly emerges from the shadows, eyes gleaming with predatory intent. The coyote freezes for a moment, then bolts, sprinting across the terrain with the wolves in hot pursuit. The pack closes in, their growls and barks echoing in the night. The coyote weaves through the underbrush, using its agility and speed to outmaneuver the larger predators. With each leap and bound, it narrowly avoids snapping jaws and slashing claws. A pack of wolves and a massive grizzly bear converge upon a deer carcass, each driven by hunger. The wolves circle warily, their eyes fixed on the bear, which stands its ground with a low, rumbling growl. Suddenly, one wolf lunges, snapping at the bear's flank, trying to drive it away. The grizzly responds with a powerful swipe of its paw, sending the wolf retreating with a yelp. Undeterred, the pack renews its assault, darting in and out, nipping at the bear from all sides. In the depths of the North American wilderness, a grizzly bear stumbles upon a rich food source, only to be confronted by a pack of wolves. The wolves, sensing an opportunity, quickly surround the massive bear, their eyes glinting with determination. The bear growls menacingly, standing tall to intimidate the attackers, but the wolves are undeterred. With calculated precision, the pack begins their assault, darting in and out to snap at the bear's flanks and legs. The grizzly swipes powerfully with its claws, but the wolves' coordinated attacks begin to take their toll. The bear roars in frustration and pain, spinning to fend off the relentless bites. Despite its strength and size, the grizzly is gradually overwhelmed by the pack's unity and persistence. After a fierce and exhausting struggle, the bear finally retreats, battered and outnumbered. In the icy expanse of the Arctic tundra, a hungry wolf pack spots a solitary polar bear. Driven by desperation, the wolves cautiously encircle the massive bear, their eyes glinting with determination. The polar bear, sensing the threat, rises to its full height, a formidable figure against the stark white landscape. The wolves launch their attack, darting in to bite at the bear's legs and flanks. However, the polar bear's sheer strength and size prove overwhelming. With powerful swipes of its massive paws, the bear knocks wolves aside, each blow landing with crushing force. The wolves, agile but outmatched, struggle to find an opening. Their coordinated efforts falter as the bear's relentless defense and imposing presence break their resolve. After a series of fierce but futile attacks, the wolf pack retreats, accepting defeat. The polar bear, unscathed and triumphant, a stark reminder of its dominance in this frozen wilderness. In the frozen wilderness of the Arctic, two massive polar bears clash over a prime stretch of territory that extends from the ice-covered land to the frigid sea. Their roars echo across the tundra as they charge at each other, powerful bodies colliding with a thunderous force. The fight rages fiercely, with sharp claws and teeth tearing through thick fur. The battle moves from the snow-covered ground to the jagged edges of the ice floes, each bear trying to gain the upper hand. They grapple and thrash, sending chunks of ice into the air. Eventually, their struggle plunges them into the icy waters. In the stark, icy wilderness of the Arctic, two massive polar bears encounter each other on a narrow stretch of ice. Both are driven by the primal need for territory and food. With a deep growl, they circle each other, each trying to intimidate the other. Suddenly, one bear lunges, and the clash begins. Their powerful bodies crash together, jaws snapping and claws slashing. The ice beneath them cracks and shifts as they grapple, each seeking to overpower the other. Blood stains the white ice as the ferocity of the battle escalates. The surviving polar bear stands over its fallen rival, a grim testament to the harsh and unforgiving reality of survival in the Arctic. In the frozen expanse of the Arctic, a hungry polar bear silently stalks a massive walrus resting on the ice. The walrus, with its thick blubber and formidable tusks, seems a daunting target, but the polar bear's hunger drives it forward. With a sudden burst of speed, the bear charges, its powerful paws slamming down on the walrus. The walrus awakens with a bellow, attempting to defend itself with its tusks, but the polar bear's strength and agility are overwhelming. The bear clamps its jaws around the walrus's neck, using its weight to pin the giant creature down. Despite the walrus's desperate thrashing, the polar bear's relentless attack proves too much. The penguin struggles desperately, but the seal's strength is overwhelming. After a brief, brutal struggle, the seal triumphs, killing the penguin. The seal drags its prey back into the water, ready to feast, showcasing the relentless and often brutal cycle of life in one of the world's most extreme environments. In the icy realm of Antarctica, two rival penguins face off on a narrow, rocky ledge, each determined to claim the best nesting spot. Their eyes lock in a fierce glare before they charge at each other, wings flapping and beaks snapping. The clash is intense, with each penguin using its flippers and sharp beak to strike blows. Feathers fly and squawks of anger fill the frigid air as they wrestle and peck, neither willing to concede. The slippery ice makes every movement precarious, adding to the ferocity of the struggle. After a prolonged and brutal fight, one penguin gains the upper hand, delivering a decisive peck that forces the other to retreat. The defeated penguin, bloodied and exhausted, limps away, leaving the victor to claim the coveted spot. This natural world full of traps is an uncompromising war between any species. Only the winner has the right to decide the fate of himself and his opponent.